A few months ago, I obsessed over the Lenovo Legion 5 Copilot Plus PC. I thought it was the perfect device for the kind of gamer that I am. A casual gamer, not really pushing boundaries. So what's next for those who do? I'm Lishi, your tech pal from Down Under, and this right here, this is the next thing. This is the all-new Lenovo Legion Pro 5, and it sports the AMD Ryzen 9000 series processor and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 GPU, 32GB of RAM, and 1TB of storage. Specs-wise on paper, it seems pretty standard for a mid-range laptop like this. Of course, it's not at the high end of laptops because of the 5070 GPU, but the 32GB of RAM and the processor does put it at the higher end of mid-range. Why I have loved the Lenovo Legion 5 laptops this year is because they are AMD spec'd for something different and more efficient when it comes to gaming. They're super lightweight compared to the rest of the competition that I've seen and tried this year, which kind of shocks me because it doesn't look like it's light. But also the glossy OLED displays that these laptops have, they are another standout feature. And with the purchase of Lenovo Legion devices, enjoy 3 months of PC Game Pass, so you're ready to boot up your favorite games from anywhere, including on this Lenovo Legion Pro 5. With so many genre options, there's something for the whole family to play, and that's how I play a lot of the time when I don't really feel like buying a game. If I want to try before I buy, this is a great way to do it. So here's some quick Geekbench numbers. I also compared this laptop to its direct competitor in the same range, and it does outperform in single core performance, which you'd expect for gaming on here. But to my surprise, multi-core performance didn't fall too far short, which does make this a true contender for creators who do want to use this as a hybrid device. Of course, there's the gaming aspect, but video creation, any kind of 3D modeling or design work, it's going to be able to do that fine, but of course this is gaming focused first. Real world usage is where this matters the most though, so I'll let you be the judge based on what kind of user you are and which laptop you think you need. Moving on though, it is a 16-inch laptop, so it is on the bigger side, which does make it something to consider for traveling. And it does start at 2.5 kilos depending on what sort of specs you spec it out with at the time of purchase, because there are parts that you can upgrade internally. To my surprise though, I find that the weight is distributed quite well. Considering it is quite a large laptop, it doesn't feel as heavy compared to other models in the 16-inch range that I have tried this year. So if you had the right bag, you could travel with it if you wanted to. However, given it is a pro device, chances are you're using it at a desk like here, plugged in, connected to power for the top performance. And with its 165Hz OLED panel, running any game at high settings, or even editing content or rendering videos, it will be a breeze. With 500 nits and a great picture that we've come to know and love from OLED displays, you're not missing out on anything here. Personally, I am a glossy OLED fan. I much prefer a glossy screen over a matte screen. And that's because I find that pictures pop a lot more and colors look bolder and brighter. But the downside is light reflection, of course. And if you are not in a controlled environment, this is something that you will need to consider when making this purchase. Because if you are after a laptop, chances are you're after portability, and portability sometimes means traveling around, which in turn is lighting that you can't control. But a quick look at the chassis, it's pretty much fit out with every kind of port that you need for a laptop of this caliber. I'll have all the ports listed on screen. There is nothing on the rear though, except for vents for airflow. The more space for airflow, the better of course, but I do like when Lenovo Legion laptops have the charge port and the HDMI port in the rear. I just think when you have it set up on a desk, having the cables from the back to the laptop down the back of your desk, it's so much neater, but that's just an aesthetic thing. It does have a dual 2-watt Harman Kardon speaker system, which can be controlled by the Nahimic software for customization. You can get up to a 5-megapixel camera, and it does have Lenovo's True Strike RGB keyboard, which does feel really nice to type on, and it is a full-size keyboard too with a number pad. You've got RGB zones and can customize the keyboard to what you like in the Legion Space software, which I'll get to that in a second, but this is a black aluminium top and PC ABS base, all in Eclipse black. It is nice, but it does leave fingerprints. You might be able to see some in this video right now. I did give it a clean before I hit record, but you might want to carry a microfiber cloth around with you. So why would you choose this laptop over literally every other laptop in the same range? The pros of the device for me starts with the CPU. I was able to compare it to the direct competitor edition, and it still outperformed in single core performance, which yes, you really do expect that for a gaming laptop from AMD. And if we compare it to one of my desktop PCs, here's a little bit of a look at the score comparison there. I think this is a great option for a hybrid and portable device without the extremely high-end price. It's still a pretty slimmed down build for a laptop of its size, and it is a simple design. So if you are after a more discreet looking unit, this is a good option. You can turn off the RGB. It doesn't look like a gaming laptop other than being a big chassis, but you're not having any flashing lights on your keyboard. There's no lights on the back of the panel either. It is quite simple, and I do like that. Even the cooling system is really top tier. This year I've had an awesome time with Legion devices, from laptops to the handhelds, even the tablets. None of them have overheated on me or become too hot to touch, which is something that I tend to bump into from time to time, but that's not happened with these devices. Their cooling systems work really well, air flows in nicely and exhausts out of the fans without any issues. I just find that they're really efficient devices, and this is no different. The Legion Space app, which I mentioned before, it is one of the better onboard softwares that I have used across gaming devices like this. Some can be really convoluted, but I think it's simple. It does what it's supposed to do. You can control different settings. If you want to use the dedicated or the integrated graphics, it's entirely up to you. You can control the fan speeds. It doesn't make it difficult, which is great for users who may not even understand any of that. The 80 watt hour battery though, like, it's pretty standard. I just wish that gaming laptops could give me longer battery life. But if you are using something like this, maybe 95% for gaming, you are probably going to have it connected to power so you can maximize that GPU performance. So battery life isn't necessarily going to be an issue for you. But for those of you who are looking at more of a work device or something a bit more hybrid, just note that you are probably going to have to take the charger around with you. It's just what it is when it comes to gaming laptops. But I think for a laptop that is focused on gaming first, you cannot go wrong with this. With the bigger screen real estate, great connectivity, and overall great performance for real world gaming and more, it is a great device. But for me, this is totally overkill, and I have said that the Legion 5 is 100% the laptop for me. Mostly casual gaming with variety and the occasional shooter or heavier AAA title. So if you find that you associate yourself more with the kind of gamer that I am, I will leave a link below to my Legion 5 video that you can check out. They're both great laptops. This one is definitely aimed at someone that is a bit more intense compared to me, and I have enjoyed my time with it and testing it out. And I'm super excited to see what consumers think about it. Thanks to Lenovo for loaning this laptop, and be sure to leave a comment after you hit the subscribe button, because I look forward to talking more tech with you in the new year. Merry Christmas, everybody.